So if you're still there, I can take questions tonight. I can take questions on career development. Anybody still here? I'm sorry that other video ended abruptly and I have to take questions. So if you have your questions now, I can take them. I can take questions right now. If you can hear me live and clear, please indicate. So if you have any questions in the next 15 minutes, I can take them. Questions in the next few minutes. Can you hear me? Okay, people can hear me. Uh-oh. Okay, some people are hearing me loud and clear. Okay, Endurance, you can hear me loud and clear. Thank you. So maybe in the next 15 minutes, questions. The slides are on it's right there on my timeline. So I'll just take this opportunity to answer questions now. Anybody with questions, I can answer them and then can call it a day. Endurance, so good to see you. And thank you for joining us. So questions, anybody? Okay, Idris Abe. All right, you can hear me very clearly. Okay. So I've finished with the presentation. Okay, the slides will be available on my timeline, but I just want to take questions right now. If you have any question, I know some people had questions the other time, but I had an issue with the Wi-Fi, so I had to log out and then I'm back. So if you have any question, then I can take them. Anyone with questions? This is question time right now. Okay, question time. I want to appreciate everybody who has joined. I saw a lot of contributions on the other video. Okay. Abiola Okpayemi Ojobayode. Okay. You said you have been on a job for the past 9 years and you know your pay is not commensurate with your deliverables. Also, there is room for growth. You feel guilty not to have applied my teachings. Maybe you would have scaled in your career. Well, it's never too late. Now, can I start all over again in career development at my age? Now, if I understand what you're saying correctly, Abiola Okpayemi Ojobayode, okay, there is a job you are doing, and you have been at that job or on that role for about 9 years, okay, and your pay, you think it's not compared to what you are asked to deliver. Obviously, maybe you think your pay is much lower than the actual expectation, and you said there is no room for growth. Okay, now one thing I would say is it is good for you to start where you are, but don't remain where you are. If you say there are no room for growth in that particular place, now you need to be able to sit down. Where else can your skills be better utilized? Is it still within that sector? Do you need to go to another sector? If you need to go to another sector, will your skill set be required in that other sector you are going to? If not, do you need to upskill? Do you need to learn new things? Do you need to go for some courses to refresh yourself? Okay, do you need to learn certain, some new skills? Do you need some new knowledge, some new information that will now help you to transit to another role? So those are the things you need to understand. So I don't know the particular job where you are. Maybe if I know, I'll be able to give some better counsel, but this is just the broad guideline. I don't believe that 9 years is wasted. It is not wasted at all. You have not wasted time. Okay, you may think, oh, 9 years you have wasted time, but no, it's better late than never. Okay, so those skills, that experience that you have acquired for the past 9 years, where else can you better utilize it if there's no room for growth where you are? Okay, I'm sure you can move to another place, move to another sector, move to another job, but do you have the skill set for wherever you want to move to? So those are the considerations, the things you need to consider, and when you are able to answer those questions, it will help you. So one of the things I encourage you to do is to upskill. If in 9 years you have not gone for any training, 9 years you don't have an additional qualification or some experience, some new experience or new training or new courses you have gone through, then there might be some challenges. Okay, so those 9 years, look at them and have some goals for the next 1 year. In 1 year, you want to be able to transit from here to another place. What do you need to do in that next 1 year? Okay. So if you can also DM me, send me a DM, we can take this even further from here. Thank you. Okay, you talk about development sector. I don't understand what you mean by development sector. I don't understand what you mean by development sector. You may need to NGO. Do you currently work for an NGO or do you want to work for another NGO? You know, NGOs also, there are different types of NGOs. What exactly do you do in that NGO? I know my own sister has been working for several NGOs. I mean, that's just what she has done almost all her career. And she has been transiting from one role to the other. But she is in the finance arm. Okay. She's an accountant. So I know that she has been able to transit from one NGO to the other right within that finance space. So we need to be able to know exactly what do you do if it's an NGO, what exactly is your skill set, what do you do for that NGO, or have you actually outgrown that particular NGO and you have enough experience to start your own? It may be possible. So those are the questions we need to ask. Okay, so question time. Chinonso Ofoka, thank you for joining. Olubunmi Ademuwa, thank you. You joined again. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we are taking questions right now. We're taking questions right now. If you have questions, I'm here to answer those questions. So if you have questions, Akonde Yano, okay. Thank you for thanking me. Oh. Do on transit. Oh, thank you. Thank you. How best can a subordinate communicate ideas or solution to a superior without causing any discrepancy or disagreement? Let me take the question again. How best can a subordinate communicate ideas or solution to a superior without causing any discrepancy or disagreement? Now, one of the things I tell people is that when you are a subordinate and you want to communicate ideas, the truth is that your idea may not be taken. Your idea does not have to be taken every time. Okay? So get that at the back of your mind. Then the way you communicate those ideas actually matter. Okay? Don't communicate it from the mindset of I have more superior ideas. Your ideas are dated in this place. No. Communicate it from the aspect or from the angle of, sir, I think I can add some value in this area. Why don't you why don't you allow us to look at it this way? Okay, communicate it in a way that you want to help to solve that problem and that it is not that you want to take the glory for it, but you just want the company to be better. So the way you communicate is very important. Don't communicate with arrogance. Don't communicate with a mindset of I know it all. Also understand the right mode to use to communicate. Will it be by you going to your boss to say, excuse me, please, can I have 5 minutes of your time? Or will it be better done if you communicate by email? You need to understand the culture of your organization. what better works for your organization and especially your boss that you work with. Some other people may prefer face to face. Usually, if I have that kind of, that kind of situation, I would want to communicate face to face. May want to knock on the door of my boss and say, please, can I have 5 minutes of your time? I've actually been thinking of something, ma, or sir, that I think if we do it, ma, maybe this our department, it will help us to increase our profitability by 10%. Now, if we communicate from an angle of value to see what value can be added to that organization, anybody will want to listen. So first of all, sit down. What value will that new idea bring? Let your value, you need to streamline it and extract that value in terms of naira and kobo. Everybody wants to listen. If you say, sir, I think this idea, if we implement it, we'll be able to grow our profitability by 20%. Anybody want to listen? Say, oh, what idea is that? Okay, so it's important. Know the value you want to communicate. Know how to communicate it. Does your boss prefer face to face? Will an email be okay? Will you be able to really, really express yourself very well if you send an email? Or is it good for you to do a presentation, a short presentation, maybe 3 or 4 slides, and then you present it to your direct boss? And then you encourage your direct boss to take ownership. Don't do it like it is me. If you say, it is our unit, and then you put the name of your unit, your direct boss can take ownership of it, okay, and go and present it to the larger board and larger organization. Don't worry if you are not giving the credit. He knows you are the one that does it. And don't go around telling people, I was the one that did it. Oh, I was the one that gave that presentation. I gave it to my boss. No, no, no. That's not how to go about it. So communicate, know the value you want to communicate, know how you want to communicate it. I think it will help to go a long way. All right. Abiola again, how to avoid sentiment in one's career path, especially if you are too loyal to an organization. Well, I don't really understand, but you should be loyal to your organization. If an organization here, a company pays you salary, you should be loyal to that organization. You should be extremely loyal to where your daily bread comes from. Okay, where are you going to be loyal to? You cannot be working for MTN and be collecting salary from Globacom. It's not possible now. So you need to be loyal to your organization. Be extremely loyal to your organization. Be fair. There's nothing wrong with being loyal to your organization. In fact, that is actually what they demand. Your loyalty. Your loyalty. Okay. As a fresh graduate, what are the essential trainings to put in the CV with zero job experience? Okay. Adito Yolua Sheung. I will mention a lot of this on Wednesday when I take it. Okay. But the essential things you need to put on your CV, okay, what you have done, okay, apart from the normal, your name, what you graduated with, your schools, if you have zero experience, at least you served. You did NYSC. What did you do during your NYSC? Okay, in school, were you part of any organization? Did you do some certain things that were extracurricular? Okay, were you part of a club? Were you part of a society, an organization? What were the skill sets that you got from that organization? There was a day I was interviewing a particular lady, and I saw that the communication skills were very good. I saw the way she was relating, the way she was answering the questions. And by the time I listened to her talking about her CV, I discovered why. She actually belonged to an organization when she was on campus called Enactus, and she had represented that organization in so many places, doing trainings, doing debates and challenges. And believe me, by the time she was doing the interview, it really helped her. Of course, she was hired. Okay, so those are the kind of things you will put on your CV, even if you have zero experience. The truth of the matter is, if you have zero experience, nobody is actually looking for your experience. You need to listen to me on Wednesday when I'll be talking about that. If you have zero experience, everybody knows you have zero experience. Nobody is looking for your experience. If you're a fresh graduate, when you come for interview, nobody. No, believe me, nobody is looking for your experience if you're a fresh graduate. What we are looking for is totally different. We're looking for your communication skills. We're looking for your ability to adapt, to adjust, to learn fast on the job. Those are the things we will be looking out for when we're interviewing. You don't have any experience. So which experience are you going to be talking about? But want to be sure that, of course, when you pass through school, school pass through you. We want to be sure that you are able to communicate, you have good understanding. There are certain, I will show you there are different skills that we look for when we interview. We look for employability skills. There are certain skills also that we look for when we interview. So please make it a date on Wednesday by 6 p.m. when I'll be talking about that. Okay. Ezekweme Zuchuku, you said one key statement I made is never put money first at the beginning of your career. I will also add that this is also true, even as an entrepreneur who is just starting in business. Very true. Very true, my brother. Very true. Never put money first. Okay. Abiola Okpeyemi, you said, how many years is it expected to stay on the job, especially? Some say 3 years. Then transit to another job with the same role in order to make your CV rich in content. Look, there's no right or wrong answer to this particular one. Believe me, I will not say stay for 3 years. There are no hard and fast rules to how many years you have to stay on a particular job. No, there are no hard and fast rules about it. If anybody tells you it's 3 years, maybe by their own experience, but I will tell you there are no hard and fast rules about this. If there is room for growth in a place, you can stay there for as long as possible, especially if there's room for growth. If you're always changing, you're always transiting, you're always changing roles, you are getting promoted, that organization is flexible and is changing, why not? Why not? So there are no hard and fast rules there. And you can stay in an organization for 10 years, and then your CV will be so long, will be so rich in content because you're not doing the routine and mundane things. Things are changing. Okay, so there are no other fast rules about that. Pastor B, Akitayo Abiodun, thank you. Olumide Igbarola, Ochu Gladys, thank you so much. Thank you for thanking me. Ez, good to see you, but I think you came late. Okay, Adeto Yoluasheun, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I'm taking questions right now. If you have questions, please indicate and I will answer. And I will answer if you have questions. Okay, Chinonso Ofoka. Okay. Wow, fantastic. Chinonso Ofoka wrote something here. He says, sorry, I'm late. But if you remember, one time in 2015, I asked you how I can start my Chartered Institute of Bankers. You replied, and I followed up. I'm now left with 3 papers to finish. Thanks. Wow. Honestly, I don't even remember. Chinonso Ofoka, thank you so much. You have only 3 more papers to go. And believe me, just finish. You started and you are right on track. Thank you so much for that encouragement. Okay, now my question is just like I told you, I'm a graduate of banking and finance, currently a student at Chartered Banking with 5 other programs. After my youth service, I job hunted and got tired. I decided to start a business and I'm doing well. But I lack that satisfaction inside of me, knowing how I really fell in love with my program and was ready to contribute my part to any formal institute, especially on finance. What advice would you give to me? Currently, I'm undergoing my MSc in finance and accounting. It's crazy, but I alone know how I feel. Wow. Wow. That's deep. First of all, let me appreciate you. I had forgotten about our encounter in 2015. I totally forgotten, but thank you for bringing this up and thank you for following the advice I gave you. That's why I said in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. And it's good to know that you have progressed from that time to now. You have only 3 more papers to go. Please finish it and it will be good, okay? And I'm happy that you were not waiting for the best to come along. Okay, when you do not have what you want, when the desirable is not available, then the available becomes desirable. That's exactly what you have done. Okay, so it's good that you have been able to create something for yourself while waiting for what you actually want to do to come. And it is good. What I will encourage you to do is continue to do what you are doing as an entrepreneur. That's one of the hardest things to do. But you said you are doing well, which is very good. But one of the things is, as an entrepreneur, can you also maybe build something like consulting into it? Just like what I'm doing right now. I'm a banker, but you can see I'm doing training, I'm making information available, I'm consulting. You also, as an entrepreneur, with that your background of finance, as somebody who is going to be a chartered banker, you have a leverage that so many people don't have. Can you also do something similar by consulting, by providing information around that area linked with finance? And perhaps it will help you with that feeling of satisfaction. It doesn't stop you also from looking for a job in a structured place if that is still what you want to do. Okay? I encourage you to please go for your dreams. Thank you. Abiola Okpeyemi Ojobayode said, okay, you will private chat me to really express yourself. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, Sister Lara is here. Fatumi B. Omo Lara. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Okay, so we're still taking questions. If you have any question from what I've taught this evening, tips on career development, if you have any question, please ask, or any question about career, please feel free to ask me. I would finish this session in the next 10 minutes. In the next 10 minutes. We've spent almost 2 hours now. We started a little bit after 6 p.m. and it's been very interesting. Okay, he said, while I am doing fine, that's Adeto Yoluasheun. While I am doing fine on my personal business and making some money, I have this idea that I cannot start my career with a salary less than my monthly profit. Do you think this is correct? Why not? Yes, I think it is correct. Set a bar for yourself. That's why I said set a goal for yourself. Have a basic minimum. Okay? I mean, life does not give you what you deserve. Life gives you what you negotiate. So it's good for you that you already know you have set a bar for yourself. There is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying, I am sorry, I cannot collect this salary. There's nothing wrong. You have put a premium on yourself, you have put a value on yourself. The only thing is just that you must be able to now give that value. Okay, if you are called upon, you must be able to deliver that value. So there's nothing wrong with saying, I cannot collect anything less than the monthly profit I make. It's beautiful, absolutely correct. You are in order. Because if you collect anything less than that, you will be demotivated. Demotivation will come in. Okay, that self-motivation will no longer be there. That enthusiasm for that job will no longer be there. You will kill your enthusiasm, you will kill your zeal, and then it will affect your productivity. So it's good. It's okay. It's okay. Questions, please. If you have any question for me, any question before we call it a day? Any other question? I'm going to get off this live broadcast by 10 minutes after 8. I'm going to close it by 10 minutes after 8. Okay, that would mean that we have spent exactly 2 hours tonight. I'm going to close it by 10 minutes after 8. So we have about 6 minutes left. So if you have any question for me, please go ahead. Go ahead. Questions for me tonight? So on Wednesday, I'll be taking 10 things 10 things I look for when I interview. I'll be sharing from my personal experience. There was a time I wrote an article a few years ago, and the title of the article was The Interview, and the article went viral. It actually went viral. And I it was my personal experience that I shared, having interviewed so many people, hundreds of people during my career, maybe thousands even. Okay, so I distilled this into a training session and I call it 10 things I look for when I interview. Okay, I'm going to be talking about how your CV, if you're going for an interview, how you must give a great introduction. I'm going to talk about your confidence. I'm going to talk about your CV. I'm going to talk about how you need to know about the company and the role you are being interviewed for. I'm going to talk about communication, how you need to communicate during interview. I'm going to talk about personal grooming, the way you dress, wearing cool and conservative colors, if you need to wear perfume, what you need to do, I'm going to talk about your colors, I'm going to talk about your shoes, I'm going to talk about skills. Now, one of the questions that was asked, talking about if you're a fresh graduate with zero experience and what skills are you going to be talking about? So I'll tell you there are 3 skills that I always look for when I interview people, even if you have zero experience. Okay, I look for employability skills, I look for transferable skills, I look for technical skills. Those 3 things I'll be talking about them on Wednesday. Okay, 3 major skills that I look for: employability skills, transferable skills, and technical skills. I'll be talking about them in details on Wednesday. I'll be talking about your career goals and aspirations. Okay, I'll be talking about leadership abilities also. Leadership is one of the things that I look for when I do interviews. Okay, I'll be talking about your personality, how it shows during the time when you are doing interview, and how your personality can fit into certain roles and it won't fit into certain roles. And then I'm going to talk about 5 things to avoid, 5 red flags. For me, when I see any of those flags, it's a no no. 5 red flags to avoid in an interview, never badmouth your employer when you use inappropriate language or curse words. Some people are so used to curse words now. Okay, pardon my French, they will use the F word and it has become so normal to them. And you'll be shocked that some of these people will say during interviews. Okay, so punctuality. I'll talk about those 5 red flags that you need to avoid on Wednesday, same time by 6 p.m. Okay, so any other question? Hey, Ogbeni Shegun Onibiyo, thank you. Thank you for joining. Okay, Adetoye Oluwaseun, you said you will talk more on LinkedIn too on Wednesday. Yes, yes, I will talk on LinkedIn too on Wednesday. Okay, yes, I will. Jumoke Olabode Dokun, so good to see you. How is Goke? All right, thank you for joining us tonight. Pascal Anosi, thank you. Okay, Vincent, you said you've asked this question in the previous thread, but you don't know if it was answered before I went offline. You are an organization where you are the third in command. Okay, I didn't see this. Okay, you are in an organization where you are the third in command. The problem is that the MD prefers you to the ED, who is the second in command, and also a son. How do I manage this situation when the MD has, in so many ways, publicly humiliated her son and insults her in your presence? How do I continue my job when the MD wants me to report directly to her when I should be reporting to her son, who is the ED? Okay, now that's the office politics I was talking about. And you need to be able to handle it very, very well. Okay, you are working a very delicate role. Okay, because the truth of the matter is that ED, who happens to be the son, can end up becoming the MD tomorrow. And if you don't have a good working relationship with that son, then you may be in trouble because at that time the father may not be able to save you. So what do you need to do? Okay, you already understand what is on ground. Maybe it is an issue. I don't know the issues that they have. While why the father prefers you, why the MD, prefers you, the mother prefers you to her son. I don't know why. But since on the organogram, on the corporate structure, under the corporate structure, you are supposed to be reporting to the son, who is the ED. It is very important that even if you are given a job to do, the son must still be aware. Find a way to carry on the son along. Okay, don't say because this ED is being publicly humiliated. Okay, you will now bypass that same person. No, that would be very wrong. You'll be digging your grave in a manner of speaking. So you still need to carry that ED along. When they give you a job directly, still give it to that ED and say, please, man, they said I should do this. I need your consent to go ahead. It is very, very important. So that number one, you make that person comfortable in his or her own skin. Okay, because everybody also needs to a sense of reassurance, especially when you're going through those tough times. And believe me, that ED will value you so much for doing that to him or her. So when you're given those kinds of assignments to do, ensure you still take it to him or her. Okay, and say, please, oh, the MD said I should do this. I just need your consent to be able to do it. I need you to sign on it for me to go ahead. And when you finish it, even if you are going to pass it to the MD directly, take it back to that same ED and say, please, do you have any input to what I have written? Please, can you help me review it so that you can add your own input to it? So make that person comfortable. Ignore whatever issues that they have. Okay? Don't forget that they are blood, though. At the end of the day, they will still go and meet up somewhere and go and resolve their issues. You are not part of their family. So you need to be wise. Be as wise as a serpent. Be very wise. Be very wise. Okay? Apply wisdom. That's where you need to apply your emotional intelligence. So when you do the job, go and give it to her and say, or him, and say, please, I've done this, but please, I will need your input before final submission. And if he says it's okay, so I can go ahead and give it to the MD. So you are carrying him or her along. He or she already understands that you are going to give it to this person. It is with his or her consent. Okay, so that's how to handle that. Handle it prayerfully. God will help you. Okay, Akonde Iyanu, you would like me to recommend books on secret to speed at work and being best and nothing at all. Okay, secret on speed at work, books on secret. Just read books that will help you. One of the books I encourage you to read is my book. Okay, this is my book. 30 career lessons I learned along the way. Read it, it will help you. A lot of the things I wrote here are things that I went through, in terms of experience. Okay, these are some of the things that will not be taught in a school. You will not see it in a business book. You will not see it in a school. They will not teach it in school. So please, I encourage you to go and get that book. All right. Um, Thank you, Jumoke. Happy to know that you are well. All right. Give my regards to Goke. Okay. Any other question, and then we will call it a day. Okay, it's already 8:13. Okay. Is there any other question? Oh, Reverend Raphael Idialu, thank you so much. You said it was a fabulous session. Thank you. I appreciate this. I appreciate it's just my own way of giving back while we're on lockdown. Let's make use of this opportunity to train, to just give back. I don't have money to give back. I don't do giveaways. This is the kind of giveaway I can give. Let's give away wisdom. Let's give away some knowledge. Let's give away some training. I'm sure one or two people will gain something and then it will help them. That's what I can give back. I don't have money to give back, okay? Okay, maybe when I become big like those boys too, I can give back some money. But for now, I'll give back some information, some knowledge, some training, just to help the people who listen to me. So, any other question? 8:15. I think we'll just call it a day if we don't have other people who are here. Okay, Adeto Yoluwashen, where can you get my books? It's available on Jumia, available on Amazon. If you're in Ibadan, it's at bookstores, um, booksellers, sorry, booksellers, Magazine Road, Jericho, and then it's at UI Bookshop. If you're in Ibadan, UI Bookshop, booksellers, but you can get it delivered to your doorsteps if you order from Amazon, if you order from Jumia, okay, to be delivered right to you, okay. So if you want to make your request from Jumia, maybe after the pandemic, because of the delivery, okay, but Amazon, it can be delivered to you. Amazon, they will just print it and then they can deliver straight to you. Okay, thank you, Olumide. You said the best giveaway is what I am giving back. Thank you. I really appreciate this. Olumide Barola. Thank you. Sanusi Afis, thank you so much for your encouragement. You said what I have given is priceless. Thank you. I appreciate this. Thank you so much. Thank you. I want to thank everybody who has joined me tonight. The video, the slides will be available on my timeline. You can go through it. Okay, you can go through it, and the question session also will be available on the timeline. Diola, oh, you are late. Are you just joining? Adiola Adenuga Ogunkoya. Oh, but you see, the video is on my timeline. The slides of what I did today is on my timeline, so you can get it right there and go through it. It's available and it's free, totally free. But on Wednesday, I'll be back again by 6 p.m. and I'll be talking about 10 things I personally look out for when I interview. I'll just be sharing my personal experience. Maybe it will guide some people, especially those who need to attend interviews. Okay, so thank you for tonight. I really appreciate everybody who has joined. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Don't forget, stay safe. Wash your hands with soap and water as frequently as possible. Okay, if you don't have soap and water available, use hand sanitizers. Okay, if you need to go out, and I encourage you, please stay indoors. I've been indoors since last week Monday. I've been indoors for a week and I'm not dead. I've been indoors, okay? But if you need to go out for any reason or the other, please use your nose mask, okay? Enforce that social distancing. Keep people a bit far from you, all right? And let us all keep safe. Please, let's obey the health authorities. Stay on lockdown. There's nothing you are going to look for outside, especially if you're supposed to be on lockdown. Stay on lockdown and let this pandemic be over. Don't be afraid. We will still be here after the pandemic. You and I, we will not die. We will survive this pandemic. Thank you for tonight. God bless you. Have a good evening. Bye bye.